Okay. Check, 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 check. You there?
I'm here.
Okay. Let's count it in five,
Five,
four,
four,
three,
three, two,
two, one.
one.
Hey friends, welcome to an
A very
emergency
special, yes.
10 maybe minute episode of the PHP, right?
Yeah, it's like a random one-off where we're just talking the Oscars and
Just a
may
moment of the Oscars.
well, no, I mean, if we're doing this to be of the moment, we can talk about some of the other bits
No
throughout.
one fucking cares. I don't care. It's the only
Can
reason
you know
people
it?
want us to talk about this
All
is
right,
because of
all
Will
right.
Smith.
Okay,
Okay.
stop. Yeah.
No one cares how the show was. Four people will have watched the telecast until Twitter blew up. Then the number will pop. No one cares. Let's just come on. Let's agree on that.
Well, I watched, I don't
Because
know.
you were paid to watch. Would you have watched if you were not paid to watch?
No.
0.0 chance.
All right, fine. Well, let's keep it real brief.
Let's keep it
Um,
brief. First, your thoughts when you saw what went down between Will Smith and Chris
well, let me
Rock.
explain what happened. There's a backstory here.
Okay.
Chris Rock in 2016 hosted the Oscars, and he made a joke then that I think must have stayed with Will Smith.
Okay.
In 2016, Chris Rock said, quote, Jada Pinkett Smith boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Funny joke. Okay.
So at the Oscars on Sunday night this year, yesterday, whenever you watch this, Chris Rock made a joke. He was doing shtick. His segment was telling jokes, and he joked about Jada Pinkett Smith and her bald head and having to be in that old movie G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
Now,
And by the way, it doesn't necessarily even mean that he joked about her bald head. He's just talking about she's here. The movie that she's most associated with is that flop of a movie. I think people are taking it to that next step, but I think that's I personally.
I remember her from the Matrix movies and the one that just came out too.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, but I think when you're a target on a stage, I think that you're just going to go for the low hanging fruit. My guess is, by the way, that he didn't even write the joke, meaning he didn't even plan the joke. He just saw them and was riffing.
Oh.
I don't believe for a second he walked out there with any intention to even bring up either one of them. He's just a stand-up comedian, sees what's in front of him and says, oh, Jada Pinkett Smith, G.I. Jane, let's goof on the celebrities, as by the way, as every other host did tonight as well. All of the ladies goofed on people in the audience, Leonardo DiCaprio, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So continue.
So Will Smith straight up got out of his chair, went up on stage, and bitch slapped Chris Rock. And a lot of people are responding with, well, if somebody disrespects my wife, I would do that too. And this and that, the other. Here's the thing. We are at the Oscars.
Yes.
First and foremost. And secondly, there are those people who shy away from the concept of being a role model.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith is not one of those people. He's actually leaned into that.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken that upon himself and welcomed the responsibility of being a role model. To me, a role model is not somebody who, when insulted, that's how he took the joke.
Right.
When insulted, a role model will not respond with violence.
Yeah. And steal the energy of a night that has to do with everyone in that room. It doesn't have to do with just you. Listen, if you want to, after the fact, go chase him down and maybe bitch slap him after the show, I don't think it's acceptable at any point, at any time, at any place. I think it's simple assault, to be just completely honest with you. It is, right? Like, I was going to ask you, if someone walked up to you and didn't like something that you wrote, it's assault if they slap you, right? I don't know.
Since you brought that up, I just saw a tweet that says, this is the headline: Chris Rock has declined to press charges against Will Smith following slap at the Oscars.
Okay. And by the way, if Chris is good with it, I'm good with it.
Well, that doesn't mean he's good with it. It just means he's not going to press charges.
Right. Now, but when you have a crime video, live television, what do you do if you're the LAPD? I mean, you have to charge him with at least a misdemeanor, I think. Like the fact that he still got to sit there in his seat and they didn't haul him off at that moment, like that is straight up assault. And then he gives a speech and everyone's standing up clapping. I'm like, are you shitting me? The guy just assaulted another person. And I guess you're clapping for a performance, but I'm just like, we've lost our mind as a society.
I was going to say that. It goes back to one of my tried and true rules of showbiz. When you're an A+ lister, the regular rules don't apply to you.
Yeah.
If a D-lister had done that at the Oscars, they would have been kicked out. They would have been arrested, all of that. But when you're an A+ lister, you can get away with it, just like Will Smith got away with it. And I should remind everybody, this is not the first time Will Smith has done something like that. Remember when he had that incident at the red carpet where he kind of like bitch slapped somebody?
I don't.
I wish I could I could share my screen. Wait, let me show, because I actually have it on.
Well, are you allowed to post somebody else's story? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Is it on yours? Okay.
Wait, how the hell do I do this? Meeting, start share. Here we go.
Okay.
Share. Can you see my screen now?
I can indeed. Yes.
Okay. So everybody, so we're recording. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, the guy tried to kiss him. Yeah. Well, that's a little different. Then he kind of, the guy tried to kiss him.
Let's watch it again. Wait. Let's watch it again.
The guy kind of got in his personal space. This is a different scenario. This is look at him. Hey man, get away from me.
And then he bitched.
He gave a little like, what's wrong with you? This is a very different scenario. Very
what
different.
I'm saying is, maybe pushing the guy off of him.
No, guy touched him, Perez. Guy touched him inappropriately. I don't think it's debatable. I don't think anybody reasonably could say that guy wasn't within, or that Will wasn't within his rights to push this guy away and react any way that he wanted to. No. I think once you pull him in like that and you're trying to like get in, no. That I have no problem. But this is a very different, in my mind, this is a very different scenario.
I'm just showing that there's a pattern of.
I disagree. I don't think this is a pattern.
Or maybe it's not a pattern, but I don't know. Like I would get heated. I would get loud. But even if somebody kissed me inappropriately, I'd be like, "What the?" Like I just wouldn't get physical. Like,
what if somebody attacked you? We'll just call it attack. Let's say you're at the the iHeart Podcast Awards. You're at those, and a celebrity that you used to say terrible things to. No, Kanye comes up on the stage and he slaps you in front of everyone. That's assault, right? So, I mean, what we saw tonight was assault by definition. It's assault. Like I said, I think he should have been taken out of there in cuffs. Misdemeanor, whatever it is. If Chris Rock doesn't want to press charges, fine. But we witnessed an assault. What would you do? Same thing. Maybe I had that coming, or would you say, hey, man, what kind of fucking society do we live in now?
It's hard to say what I would do in that moment. I don't think I would respond with violence. I would respond probably how I responded when I was assaulted by the Black Eyed Peas manager.
Yeah.
I would be in shock and not respond. That's what I did.
Chris Rock just kept going. He only flubbed one line after that. I would have been like, I'm out of here. Like, good night, everybody. I didn't come for this crap, is what I would have said and left.
And then, he ends up winning and gives the longest speech in Oscars history.
Listen, he's allowed after that. I could have watched him for the next hour. I would have skipped the local news to let him ramble on and say anything he wanted. I've always said cancel these stupid shows anyhow. This is the first time I actually think we should have them next year too. Someone could promise this happens every year.
He was being so hypocritical though, because he's talking about like, oh, I'm being called to protect my family and protect people. Through violence.
Through violence. Protect what? From a joke?
Literally right now, trending on Twitter is the hashtag or the term toxic masculinity. There might be something to that. I'm still in shock. Like after it initially all went down, I thought it was staged. I thought it was a bit. I thought it was fake.
I did, but because they took the audio out, but I was reading his lips and Kel says, what did he say? He goes, you take my wife's name out of it. And when I saw him say fucking motherfucking mouth, and I said it to her, she goes, that's what he said. I go, that's exactly what he said. I said, that's not staged. He would not have said it. And then if you guys haven't seen the unedited video yet, he says it twice. And it's going to be hard to hire Will Smith for a while. I'll tell you that.
I don't know about that. Cause like I said, he's an A+ lister. So the regular rules don't apply to him. It's all just so crazy.
It's crazy. It's the wildest thing I've ever seen. Here's the great thing. I saw two things. Amy Schumer doing her quick little stand-up, which was phenomenal, by the way. She had been unfunny for a couple of years. I used to be a huge fan. She has been. I used to be a huge fan of hers, and then she everything sucked. She was phenomenal in what I saw. The stand-up was on point, perfect.
All of them are great.
Where I didn't see any other ones. And the next thing I saw him in the kitchen, and I hear Chris Rock's voice, and you know how big of a fan of Chris Rock I am. So I was like, Chris Rock's there. So I run into the freaking living room, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is a really uncomfortable, bad bit. Like, where is this going?
I thought it was a bit too.
Right. Until the audio clipped out, and then I saw what Will Smith had said. I said, this isn't a bit. This is real. It's crazy.
And that's that.
That's our 2 cents. People were asking all night, what does Perez and what are you guys going to say? And I said, well, we'll drop a quick little episode tomorrow and tell you what we think. What do you think will happen next? Answer that. Nothing? Anything?
No, I think, okay. So first of all,
will he get cited is a better question. Will he be cited with a misdemeanor because the police have to do something? So are the police just going to say, anyone in LA, you can go ahead and assault someone on live camera? It sets a horrible precedent.
I don't think the police are going to do anything. So first of all, I fully expected him to apologize for his behavior, and he did, but he did not apologize to Chris Rock.
He didn't.
I think he should have. So what happens next? Chris Rock is going to respond. He has not yet responded. And Will Smith will also respond again. And I hope in that response that he apologizes to Chris Rock. And I think something will happen in 2023. Chris Rock and Will Smith will host the Oscars together or do a movie together or something. And it'll all be tied up in one little nice bow.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I think this is going to be talked about for weeks on end.
Not weeks, but this entire week.
Yeah.
This week, it'll be the story.
The story. I can't imagine what could be bigger than this. It's absolutely insane. I did not see that one coming. So, right.
I mean, well, what's sad about it too is, I'm sad seeing all the people defending violent behavior.
Yeah, that's a bummer. You see it online. It's, there is a way to stand up for someone, but that ain't it, especially when it's a joke from a comedian on a stage about a very flopped movie that everyone knows about. I mean, put it this way. If Will and Jada just gave a whatever look, like even that they were upset, it wouldn't even be in our conversation. If your post game or whatever you just did about the Oscars, it would have been forgotten about because it was an offhanded, not even good joke. It was like, and I think Chris said something to that effect of it was a joke about your movie. You know what I mean? Like that's all that it was, and no one would have even cited it in any of the moments or anything. It just was such an innocuous, low-hanging fruit joke, not a good joke for Chris Rock. To my point, that's what I think. He just scanned the audience, and it's the first thing that popped into his head. It's those two in the front. They're comfortable. I can make fun of them. We're cool. It doesn't hurt anybody. It's not a hurtful joke. You wouldn't think. I don't know what happens next, but I'm tuned in for it.
Crazy times. All right.
Crazy
well,
times.
That's our special surprise breaking podcast mini-sode. Mini-sode. I think I just coined that phrase.
I like that. Mini-sode. I like that. A mini-sode.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do our show on Wednesday. You guys can look forward to that. And thanks for doing this. I know you're tired as crap.
I am exhausted. I did a 90-minute live stream after the Oscars. I drove, even just driving back from Las Vegas to LA exhausted me because it's
exhausting. Yeah.
Hours and 15 minutes, but it was 6 hours. So yeah.
I've had a Taylor Hawkins weekend. That is all that I've been doing. I was on the air till midnight on Friday night. I was sick to boot, and it rolled into Saturday. I'm right there with you, but I was thinking of everyone was tweeting, and I said, you know what? Let me ask Perez.
We did it for you all. There was no ads on here. We're not getting
no freaking commercials. They'll stick some in. Don't worry. They will. For sure. We don't care. Whatever. But thanks for listening and or caring or checking it out.
This on YouTube.
Do your thing, brother. It doesn't matter. Yes, do that.
Tonight?
Why not? It isn't part of the show. There's no ads. This is
all
you
right.
and me talking. I'll give our show to them. There you go.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Good night, everybody. Take care, man.
Yeah.